Unfortunately, Noah Brown has endured more than his fair share of heartbreak and hardship. From the devastating loss of loved ones to the relentless challenges of living off the grid, the most inventive member of the Brown family has faced trials that would overwhelm most people in a lifetime. His journey has been marked by personal tragedy and emotional resilience. One of the first major blows came with the death of his father, Billy Brown, on February 7, 2021, following a seizure. The loss rocked the entire family, especially Noah. This tragedy came on the heels of another emotional blow in 2020, when Bear Brown revealed that their family home had been destroyed in the wildfires that swept through Washington. Though these moments were heartbreaking, they were not the only difficulties Noah faced. Noah has always stood out for his creativity and technical ingenuity. He's the kind of person who seems like he could build a Wi-Fi router using just a tree branch and some fishing line. While that may be an exaggeration, it reflects just how imaginative and capable he is. Picture him scaling a tree at sunset, maybe taking aim at some game, then roasting it over an open fire. That's a good time for Noah. His inventive mind found endless inspiration in the Alaskan wilderness. Whether rigging a water pump, crafting tools from scratch, or developing off-grid solutions for everyday needs, Noah became the family's go-to problem solver. His practical genius helped make life in the wild more bearable. But despite his knack for technology and survival, Noah's heart lay somewhere else entirely, with the love of his life, Rain Alicia. Their wedding in 2018 was a dream come true, especially for fans of Alaskan Bush People. Yet, even this romantic high point was intertwined with some of the deepest lows he would later face. Born on July 18, 1992, Noah grew up surrounded by the untamed beauty of Alaska. His early life was defined by adventure, freedom, and strong family ties. But even amid this seemingly idyllic life, he encountered constant hardship. Living off the grid proved to be far more complex than most people imagine. Despite being miles from civilization, survival was never guaranteed. Every day presented a new battle, searching for food, hunting, fishing, and navigating the harsh, unpredictable elements of nature. Resourcefulness wasn't optional, it was essential. In addition to finding their next meal, the Browns had to build shelters capable of withstanding the brutal Alaskan climate. This required not only raw materials but also a mastery of skills that many in modern society have long forgotten. The family leaned on each other, combining their talents and determination to create a safe and functional home in the wilderness. But perhaps the greatest challenge was the isolation. The remoteness wasn't just physical, it was emotional. The Browns often felt completely cut off from the outside world. The loneliness that crept in wasn't just about geography, it weighed heavily on their spirits. Living off the grid, compounded by the constant challenges of their unique lifestyle, meant the Brown family had to rely on one another for companionship and support. As with any close-knit family, this often led to tensions and conflicts. Navigating the complexities of relationships, while simultaneously dealing with the overwhelming pressures of their environment, was no easy feat. The weight of their circumstances frequently felt insurmountable, and striking a balance between survival and emotional well-being became an ongoing struggle. Despite the external pressures, the Browns always leaned on each other, knowing that their unity was their greatest strength. Their journey and daily challenges were brought to the forefront through the reality television show Alaskan Bush People. The show gave viewers an inside look into the Brown family's lives, allowing them to witness both their triumphs and tribulations. As the series evolved, it became clear that Noah stood out among the family members with his creativity and ingenuity. His ability to invent and repair tools and structures was not just impressive, it was vital for the family's survival. Fans were particularly drawn to his calm and composed demeanor, especially in moments of crisis. His resilience in the face of adversity struck a chord with many, showcasing the power of the human spirit when confronted with daunting obstacles. As the show progressed, the Browns became more than just a family living off the grid, they became symbols of perseverance and adaptability. Their story highlighted the importance of family unity, the fight for survival, and the emotional complexities that came with living in isolation. Through their struggles and triumphs, the Browns inspired viewers to appreciate the simpler aspects of life and recognize the strength found in facing challenges together. In every situation, Noah was the reliable one, the person who always got things done, often with a sense of flair. His role, along with his family's unwavering belief in the importance of togetherness, gave the show its emotional core. Fans loved watching the family work together, argue, and show love for one another, despite the inevitable ups and downs. However, not everything about Alaskan Bush People was as it appeared on screen. While the family was often portrayed as living in the wilds of Alaska, some scenes were filmed in places like Hoonah and Kaitchu Island, meaning that not all of the footage was shot in Alaska. Still, the struggles the family faced were undeniably real, and the essence of their journey remained authentic. Now, let's explore what makes the Brown family so special. The Brown family has always placed a strong emphasis on the importance of togetherness. They built their entire lives around the notion that they're all in this together, no matter what challenges arise. This strong bond has been essential in helping them weather tough situations, from bad weather and financial troubles to family disagreements. Some of these disagreements were minor, like a quick comment made by one sibling to another, but others were much more intense, with arguments breaking out over the future of their family business. These moments, though dramatic, were hardly out of the ordinary. After all, family squabbles are a part of life. A significant source of tension often stemmed from the business side of things. Managing a television show while keeping their home and family running smoothly was no easy task. Each family member had their own ideas about money management and the role everyone should play in the family's business. It was a high-stakes family game where everyone had their own plan, but not everyone agreed on how to execute it. The conflicts and challenges that the Brown family faces make their story relatable to many fans. People are drawn to how the family navigates their differences, holds on to what's important, and keeps pushing forward, despite the many obstacles. It serves as a valuable lesson for viewers. Life isn't perfect, and neither are families, but sticking together and supporting one another is what truly matters in the end. No matter the disagreements or drama that may arise, their bond remains central to their journey. Speaking of disagreements, did you know that one of the show's most challenging moments occurred in 2016? To understand the full extent of what happened, let's dive deeper into the situation. Billy and Joshua Bam Bam Brown, along with other members of the Brown family, were charged for providing false information in order to receive Alaska's Permanent Fund Dividend, PFD. The PFD is a payment given to residents who have lived in Alaska for at least a year and plan to remain in the state. Reports revealed that the Browns claimed to be living in Alaska while actually spending a significant amount of time outside the state. This revelation was shocking, as it contradicted their image as a self-sufficient, law-abiding family. As a result, Billy and Bam Bam pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges of second-degree unsworn falsification. They served 30 days of house arrest and were required to pay thousands of dollars in fines. Although they avoided jail time, the incident severely damaged their reputation, particularly given their previously established image as a family living by the rules. The scandal revealed a side of the Browns that fans did not expect, leaving many wondering what could have driven them to commit such an act. On a brighter note, Rain Brown, who joined the show later as the youngest member of the family, brought a fresh energy to the dynamic. Her presence helped foster unity and spark change and growth within the family. She became a symbol of deep loyalty to her family, always showing how much she valued their bond. However, despite her bright and energetic persona, Rain was not immune to personal struggles. She faced darker times in her life, managing the weight of responsibilities that often seemed too big for her age. Whether helping her siblings at home or shouldering burdens, Rain never shied away from hard work. In many ways, she was the glue that kept the Brown family together. Yet, it appears that Noah and his wife, Rain Alicia, aren't her biggest fans. This raises a question: does this tension mean that the love the Brown family shows on screen is fake? What could have caused Noah to have issues with his own family? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the unexpected family drama that unfolded. Noah Brown was exceptionally gifted when it came to invention and problem-solving. His mind was constantly buzzing with new ideas and solutions, always thinking outside the box. However, despite his remarkable talents, he found himself facing a significant challenge. He struggled with the pressure of balancing his duties to the Brown family legacy with the demands of his growing family. As the heir to a tradition-filled family legacy, Noah felt the weight of his ancestors' expectations bearing down on him. He wanted to honor that legacy and contribute in meaningful ways, but he also had his own dreams and aspirations that were beginning to take shape. This internal conflict became even more pronounced when he and Rain welcomed 2 children into their lives, adding new layers of responsibility and emotional complexity to his already challenging life. The arrival of Noah and Rain's children brought immense joy to their lives, but it also introduced a new set of challenges that Noah had never anticipated. Parenthood came with sleepless nights, endless diaper changes, and the constant juggling of schedules. Noah found himself torn between attending family gatherings that celebrated the Brown family legacy and being present for his children's milestones. As he struggled to find balance between these 2 worlds, he often felt as if he were being pulled in multiple directions. The pressure of meeting family obligations while caring for his growing family became increasingly overwhelming. As time passed, Noah shifted his focus more toward nurturing his relationship with Rain. He realized that, amid the chaos of balancing his personal aspirations and family duties, he had neglected the bond that had initially brought them together. However, this renewed emphasis on his relationship did not come without its own complications. The dynamics within the Brown family began to shift, and not everyone was pleased with how Rain fit into the family picture. Some family members, particularly Rain Brown, seemed to struggle with accepting Rain as part of their close-knit circle. Rumors and whispers of disagreements and misunderstandings started to circulate, adding fuel to the growing speculation among fans and followers. Caught in the middle of these familial tensions, Noah tried his best to mediate and maintain harmony, all while protecting his relationship with Rain. The pressure mounted as he navigated the complexities of family loyalty, public perception, and the desire to create a loving environment for his children. The lines between responsibility and affection became increasingly blurred, leaving Noah feeling overwhelmed and uncertain about how to proceed. Some fans even speculated that the tension stemmed from Rain's struggles to fit in with Noah's siblings, particularly Rain. It was rumored that Rain had attempted to redefine her identity, even going so far as to change her name from Ruth, signaling a desire to carve out her own space within the family dynamic. As Rain sought to assert boundaries, she was met with resistance from a family accustomed to unwavering solidarity. This created a delicate balancing act for both Noah and Rain as they tried to establish personal boundaries while maintaining their off-grid lifestyle and keeping the peace within their extended family. The situation became even more challenging as Noah had always struggled with family dynamics, often feeling weighed down by unresolved emotional issues. The pressure intensified whenever discussions about their unconventional way of living arose, leading to heated debates and misunderstandings. As the Brown family's adventures in the wild gained more attention, skepticism began to swirl around the authenticity of their experiences. Many questioned whether they truly lived off the grid or if their lifestyle was simply a carefully curated facade for the cameras. This scrutiny weighed heavily on Noah, who had always been passionate about their way of life and the values it represented. Caught in the crossfire of family tensions and public skepticism, Noah found himself in a position where he had to navigate the difficult balance between preserving the family's legacy and protecting his own sense of identity and values. Noah's ability to create useful gadgets from leftover parts was both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it showcased his creativity and resourcefulness, proving that he and his family could thrive in a self-sufficient environment. On the other hand, it fueled the doubts of those who questioned the authenticity of their off-grid lifestyle. Critics pointed to the sophisticated tools and devices Noah crafted, arguing that they were evidence of a more modern lifestyle that contradicted the family's claims of living simply and sustainably. As a result, Noah often found himself caught in the middle during family gatherings, mediating between those who supported their way of life and those who remained skeptical. He would try to explain the philosophy behind their choices, emphasizing the importance of self-reliance and their deep connection to nature. However, the more he spoke, the more entrenched some family members became in their disbelief. This frustration grew for Noah, as he wanted to share the joy and fulfillment he found in their way of life, but felt that his words often fell on deaf ears. Rain, too, felt the strain of these conversations. She supported Noah's endeavors and shared his passion for their off-grid lifestyle, but she also recognized the need for boundaries. Both of them understood that while family was important, they had to prioritize their values and the life they were building together. Setting those boundaries without alienating their loved ones proved to be a daunting task, but they both knew it was necessary for their well-being. Noah's resourcefulness was undeniable, and his creativity was something to be admired. However, the rise of social media brought an influx of unwanted attention. Like many public figures, Noah faced tough times online, with some fans criticizing him for sharing personal moments that many considered too private. He often responded to this criticism, which sometimes led to drama. Social media, as Noah quickly learned, could be a tricky space to navigate, especially when living a public life. Unfortunately, the issues Noah faced extended beyond social media. The situation between him, Rain, and Rain was far more complicated than many fans realized. This complexity revealed a hard truth: reality TV only shows part of the story. Behind the scenes, real-life challenges were unfolding, even for the Browns. In August 2024, Noah and Rain took a significant and shocking step by filing a restraining order against Rain, leaving fans of Alaskan Bush People stunned. How could a family that seemed so close on TV end up in such a serious situation? According to Noah and Rain, Rain had been involved in harassment and threats, including stalking and even threats involving firearms and substance use. They claimed that her behavior caused them significant emotional pain, and they expressed concerns about the safety of their children. Noah spoke about times when Rain acted dangerously, describing her as unstable and claiming that she had even offered substances to their mother. While these allegations were serious, the court ultimately turned down Noah's request for a restraining order due to a lack of sufficient evidence and errors in the process. In response, Rain Brown took to social media to defend herself, addressing the accusations and sharing her side of the story. The situation only deepened the divide within the family, as fans and followers speculated about the true nature of the conflict. In an Instagram video, Rain opened up about her struggles, focusing on her mental health and personal identity. She shared her frustrations with Noah's wife, Rain, for changing her name from Ruth, and accused Noah of lying about her. Rain also revealed that she had been dealing with her own mental health issues, including thoughts of taking her own life, and admitted to using illegal substances to cope with her symptoms. Despite the turmoil, she ended her message by wishing Noah a Merry Christmas, highlighting the complex and often difficult relationships within the Brown family. As they navigate their personal struggles and family conflicts, it became clear how challenging things had become for them. Reports suggest that public attention had already been drawn to the growing tension between Rain and her sister-in-law, Rain, even before the restraining order was filed. Rain had faced a lot of criticism from fans, and adjusting to life with the Brown family, especially under the constant scrutiny of the cameras, had undoubtedly been tough. Over time, the relationship between Rain and Rain had become strained, primarily due to